What's moving? The City Connection live in your area. Bringing the spotlight to the urban scene throughout Hampton Roads. I am Victory to God.
All wise the General.
What's good, man? Bringing you the latest news, developments, art, entertainment, sports, education, health, fitness, model spotlight, and a whole lot more. And don't forget about them MCs out there, those rappers with those bars. But look, we got a special guest tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? A guest that we've been, trying to get on board with us for a while. He got a very busy schedule. You know what I'm saying? A legend from out of the city of Norfolk, uptown, Huntersville, many stories, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you, get a better glimpse, or not even a glimpse, man. We just gonna go in, man. You know what I'm saying? This thing ain't scripted, it's real, man. You know what I'm saying? We going in right now. What you think, huh?
Yo, yeah, man. I think we need to let the man introduce himself, because this shit here is legendary, man. Pilot, first go around for us.
Yeah.
So we gonna see what it do, man. Let's just let the man introduce himself.
Episode 1. What's good?
All right. How you doing, City Connection? My name is Stacy Robinson from the Huntersville area of Norfolk. Up here with Victory to God and all wise and general.
No doubt.
What's up? How you feel, bro?
I feel excellent, man. Happy to be here.
That's what's up, man. You're a man of many talents, man. Let's just get right to it, man. People know you from getting money, being in the streets, what I'm saying, the women, the cars, all kinds of things, but ultimately it led to incarceration. You know what I'm saying? For the record, we're not here to glorify, what people, street life and things of that nature. We're here to educate and inform. You know what I'm saying? But, we got to bring that awareness. Without awareness, people are in darkness. What you think, bro?
True indeed, man. I think, the side of the game that, we are most familiar with, is the women, the money, the cars, the fast, the fast life, the fast things. But, the other side, no one wants to talk about, and that's the penalties, you know what I mean? Incarceration, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's good that we expound on both sides, let the man talk about his growth and development after incarceration, because that's the whole thing, man. Even though we fell victim, because I've been incarcerated as well, so I'm speaking from my standpoint, not no one else's, so I'm just going to speak from mine. Even though we come from, the streets and things like that, you know what I mean? That doesn't deter or determine where we're going to be. It's all about educating yourself, pulling yourself up from whatever situation you're in, and then trying to move forward, man, in a positive direction. You know what I mean? That's what we're about. So I know that me, myself, I've been through things, some good, some bad. But hey, at the end of the day, man, it's all about what we doing right now. We interviewing the most legendary pardon me. This is for you new guys, because I know I wasn't a part of this man's generation, but I was a part of the era that heard of his legendary status and what he meant to the streets of Norfolk, and what he meant to hustling to me as a young kid just was, everything. So what we're going to do, we're going to allow himself to talk about the beginning, his rise, his fall, and then also what he got going on coming from the penitentiary.
So, bro, tell everybody how you got started in the game, man. Just give us the humble beginnings, man.
The humble beginnings, man. I came home from Job Corps in 1987 and came back to Huntersville, seen a couple of guys running the streets, the same old when I left. And asked a friend of mine to put me on, and he brushed me off, which was actually my first cousin. He was a little older than me. He brushed me off. And what really put me in it, he was shining on me. He looked at one of my girls. He had a lot of money and looked at my girl.
Yeah.
And I made a walk, man, to Tower of the Park. I borrowed a $100 bill from my grandmother, my father's mother. She gave me a $100 bill. I took a $100 bill and turned it into a meal ticket. And in the process of coming up in the street, about 18 years old, I got shot. you know, that turned me into a little monster, made me start doing things that I regretted, you know, back, you know, with burners and heat. But I put together a team with that $100. And, you know, I never looked back. And in the course of doing that, you know, I had a lot of hang-on type of guys and a lot of yes men. And, you know, which was ultimately my downfall, you know, having, you know, the wrong people around me. But, you know, that's part of the street, you know, that's a process and, you know, progression, which is leading me towards the penitentiary. And, which is the dark side, like that brother was talking about, you know, the women, the cars, you know, the money, but there's a dark side to it too, you know. That's when, you know, the court system bring down that hammer, you know, and that's final. And, you know, I caught a life sentence, you know, at 22 years old. And I never believed the life sentence stuff, you know, and I stayed persistent, you know. And, you know, in the streets, you know, a lot of guys tell themselves out of certain situations, you know, and that wasn't an option for me. You know, I took my penitentiary movement the same way I did with the streets, you know. And that was part of it, meaning accepting, you know, that nobody made me do that. So I wasn't going to put nobody in prison, no matter what amount of time I received. You know, it was a song I used to listen to. Dude say, give me 1,000 years or $1 billion, I'm going to be the same dude. You know, and, you know, I accepted 1,000 years. And with that, I educated myself in prison how to get them 1,000 years off of me. You know, and I stayed in the books and I believed in myself. And ultimately, I ended up doing 24 years, 6 months. And ran into a lot of different minds in prison, you know, and some good, some bad. And, you know, I had a couple of books, you know, written about me, My Time to Shine, No Turning Point, dudes putting me in books. What they don't know is a lot of suffering that come with that, you know. And that's a lot of things that people don't talk about. They see these guys on the street, you know, the gang members, the big dope boys, you know, but there's a lot of sleepless nights and, you know, tears shedding, you know, when you're in that wall because in four corners they talk to you and you're by yourself, you know, and ultimately that's all you have in prison is yourself. You know, you can be around 1,000 men and still feel lonely.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real. That's real talk. Man, you just dropped the bomb. Like, I have to go back, man, and just you just dropped the bomb, man. You said they gave you a life sentence at 22.
22 years old.
Wow. And you right here, right?
Right here.
That says it. That says enough right there. You know what I mean? But also, man, just
not interrupt you. No telling. No snitching.
Official. No, I salute you. I salute you.
Everything that I did in the street, I did in the penitentiary. I made my own bones. I made my own way, and I'm here. You know, and sometimes I got to step back, and I do. I look at myself. I say, man, wow, I'm here. Yeah. I'm riding around the city that they told me I'd never see again.
Man, that's legendary, man. You know, I just have to let, you know what I mean, the viewers, you know, who want to see this from my area, I just got to let the young boys know that this is like the equivalence of sitting down talking with Alpo or Rich Porter or name some more legendary guys that they, you know, that they're familiar with.
Carl Hines, you know, some of the names is very popular from,
it's crazy,
you know, from the cities up north that been popularized through music, especially through hip hop music. You know, we based out of Norfolk, Virginia, you know, and this is we give you the history of Norfolk right now. You know, we give you the history of some of the hustlers out of Norfolk. You know, Stacy was known for the flashiness too. You know, the fly cars, the women, you know, and one vehicle in particular, you know, that everybody talked about, man. Tell us about, you know, when you chop the roofs off the Mercedes, the NSX, the Big Boy Act. You know, tell us about the cars, man.
No, I was you know, I was a youthful guy and real. I was into cars and you know, the look, you know, and you know, I had the money, so I spent it on a lot of material items, you know, and I used to send cars out to California to get the tops cut off, a little different than a lot of the guys that was in the town, because we had a lot of players in the town at that time too. So always, and a lot of them guys not here. Lil Tom, real smooth brother. Used to be out the Park Place area, but a lot of them brothers not here. But how I always stood out was, I brought a different type of swag to the town. At that time we had a lot of guys coming in from New York, but once they get here, they seen Norfolk was a different type of animal, and that, that we bred players. That's part of what shocks me about the town right now. Because this town bred players all the way from the 60s all the way through. My daddy was one, Iceman. So, this new era is a little different. I tell a lot of young guys out in the village today, out Campostella, we was, Norfolk was Norfolk. I wore that on my back, and, being from Norfolk, a player go to any part of Norfolk. It ain't no sex or sections. A player can go see a woman any way he want to see one. And I try to explain this to the young guys out here, that's beefing, the Huntersville and the South Side thing. I told them, man, I had your mamas on every side of the town, So, it's not a good look in the town right now. But it's gonna take time to get these dudes to understand that.
Now, right there, like, so back in your in the era where you were at your height, who were some of the other, major players or players,
man. Man, I know all the guys, man. All us, we mingle, Big Earl from Granby Park, he got killed. Beautiful brother. You had Tom, you had E.T., Tom, you had Chris Jones, you had Pele out in Park Place, you had yeah, that's my man. You had guys like Lucian and Larry, uptown. God bless, Lil Larry. Let me see, you had
Lil Larry with shoulders?
No, from Young Park.
Oh, from Young Park. Okay.
Yeah. You had the brother JoJo from OD Park. That was one of my partners.
Okay, word.
And you had Cheese in them out in the Berkeley area.
Word. Yeah, wow, that's...
the town was, you got Dink and Trent and Van them out in Norview. The town was filled up with, hustlers. What made me stand out amongst them is, I had a thing about hugging the block, the same way I hug my organization now. I used to be like, I'm gonna be the first one on the block for Cheese, and I'm gonna be the last dude to leave. So with that, if my money wasn't right, I didn't like to party, and I couldn't even have sex if I didn't have money. I put my money over the top of my bras. And that left a little legacy here in the town with the guys, And with that being said, man, with the new generation of hustlers out here, they can't go over the whole side of the town because they beefing. You're beefing with your homie. You can't mix gunfire and money. What the dude said in the movie, guns and butt. You got to understand the difference. And a lot of these brothers now, in this era, they popping pills, they on all type of, psychedelic drugs, and they don't realize what they're doing until they come down off their high. Where we was more focused on getting money and building, empires. These guys are trying to build reps off of shooting each other. Which is the end result of that is the penitentiary, a life of it. I got a 17-year-old son at Red Onion, that was caught up in the blood thing, everybody, they talk about his craziness out here, eat rape,
Yeah.
And, but ultimately gave him a life sentence. So, you got to be a thinker out here in this world, man. And that's what I pride myself on, being able to maneuver the chessboard.
Yeah.
And being around like-minded guys, But
let me ask you this, because I know, like, we spinning back because, like I said, we going in.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We going in, baby. All right. So, you named some key players in the town around that time, And, I'm an 80s baby. You know what I'm saying? So, I was a kid watching y'all. You know what I mean? And, the things y'all did to cars back then, man, like, it was like futuristic.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I think what was your favorite car that you chopped up in?
I took a four-door Benz and turned it into a convertible. I paid about $13,000 to get the top cut off of it, and put a kit on it, ran it out. It was an eye catcher. Dudes used to come from out of town, to New York, Detroit. We used to have a Greek fest in Virginia Beach. That was the last one I hit that car with, and it's crazy because Big Daddy came, a couple of rappers was down here, and my partner and them, we showed up a little late, and and ultimately I closed the shows down. When I pull up, it's over with. It's gonna be a head stopper.
Yeah.
And that was part of my folklore. Being able to shut stuff down when I come around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. So describe the car for those who never saw it. Like, what color was it? Like,
it was pearl white. I had it did the inside all green, white piping. The white dashboard glow up. I took and did the rim, had the rim sitting in California, offset, dipped them in gold, did door handles in gold, windshield wiper, Benz emblem, all the accessories on it. But I put that in, real gold. And the dude spent it out in California for me.
Now, back in the day, man, my grandpops, man, he's a hustler player from uptown, man. My father as well, and they just give me history on things. And from your perspective, what would you say uptown was like, man? Because they tell me about how it was, like Harlem, like Addicts Theater was like the Apollo, and this, and
it was,
so
the ultimate coming on. Uptown, in Church Street, man, was, when you said uptown, a lot of guys didn't like coming up there because it was a different movement uptown. The guys was more, you had guys like Kenny Speed and, he putting, fear of these guys. So when you hustled uptown, you had to be a man's man, and dudes had to respect you. Because without respect, you weren't gonna make it uptown. And it's always been that way, from the 60s, 70s, 80s, my era. And because you had a lot of, killers running around, but they weren't killing for the sake of a set or a game. Everything that was involved in being uptown was about money. Dude won't kill you over a woman. Everything was about money. And to be respected was everything. You had a thing about being feared or loved, You'd rather be feared than loved, And that's the ultimate, Wide Street, Church Street, Clary Park, Huntsville, Young Park, Tyler Park, it bred a different type of guy, And ultimately, guys from out of town, they came in, but you won't really make it in that area. So they'll branch out to the Ocean View, the Portsmouth, They stepped in Young Park, but there was a lot of murder game out there. A lot of them got killed out there. And we pride ourselves out of Huntsville. We never had a guy from out of town in Huntsville. It was it was our show, And I brought that to a lot of neighborhoods in the town, breaking bread with guys, my homies. That's why, this new era, when we hustled in the 80s and 90s, I'll break bread with you from Young Park. I'm gonna break bread with you from Berkeley. We meet up, we sit down, we talk, we break bread together. There won't no South Side and Uptown. We gonna break bread and get to this paper.
Yeah.
Yo, when I was young, right, out there running around, right, and it used to be a crew, man. It was like a crew of boogeymans they used to talk about. I don't know if you're familiar with. They called them the Bramilton Boys.
Yeah, I know everybody out of Bramilton, man. Joe Bees and all that mob. You had the Beasley Boys. They from Tyler Park, but they pops was out of Bramilton. Then you had some boys on Reservoir and Marshall Avenue. You had Sizemore and Brock and Mike Porter. I played football with Mike Porter. He was from Indian River. They was calling themselves Reservoir Boys, Reservoir Washington 30th Street. That's what they had on their plates. You know, so I knew all them brothers, you know.
Yeah, these guys, these Bremerton boys, they were supposed to have been like, you know, monsters taking over territories back in the early 90s when I was coming up. I just recall that. So, man, who was some of the older, like, who was some of the elders that was giving you game? Like, you know, I can tell you well seasoned, like.
So I got tutored under, you know, Joe Riddick from out Norfolk. You know, I did time with him, but he was one of the first guys that introduced me to the heroin game. You know, before it was acceptable in the town. Most dudes were selling crack. I was one of the young dudes that was, you know, pushing heroin, you know. Yeah. Not this opiate fad that they got going on, you know.
Right.
But I was getting money with that, you know, $9,000 a day, you know, back in the 80s and 90s. But I got tutors under them type of guys, you know.
Yeah, man. That's crazy, man. I remember as a kid, man, just seeing you it was on TV, what was it called? Like Crime Stopper or something? Yeah. Is that what it was
America's
called?
Most Wanted.
Yeah.
No, it was Crime Stopper or something.
Yeah,
Crime Stopper.
It was like our version of America's Most Wanted.
Like, yeah.
Like, yo, this is, you know what I mean? And like I said, man, just legendary, man. And it's just crazy, man, that be right here, you know, being able to speak with you right now, man. And let's talk about some of the things, man, that you got going, man, right now, as of now, man.
Oh, man, I came home and seen a lot of violence. You know, I lost a son to violence, right? So I started this group called KIND. It's called KIND, Kings in Need of Development. And, you know, the police department, the mayor, a lot of people reached out to me, you know, and they jumped on board with it. And got a lot of pastors, got a lot of people in the community that's helping me, you know, sort of like what you guys are doing here, you know, and taking community activists is getting together. And what I'm doing is, I've been doing a lot of things out of pocket. I took 50 young men to DC, to the Slave Museum. I take guys skating. I take them up to the church and we do educational programs together. We talk about life experiences, you know, teaching young guys that 30 seconds of doing the wrong thing can change the course of your whole life. You know, 30 seconds of doing the wrong thing can change the whole course of your life. Something that you can't take back, you know, because everything dealing with the court system is final.
Right.
So with that being said, I'm looking for a lot of guys that's been there, done that type of thing, to come on board with this organization and take KIND to another level where we building group homes, we putting guys in the military, taking them and getting them trades. Got guys that's in professional skill trades, plumbing, electrical, coming into these buildings, helping these young guys, you know. And also, ultimately, you know, teaching them how to become black men. Because we got a lot of feminization going on with black men, the toting the pocketbooks, the, you know, the dumbing down of us, you know. And I'm trying to combat that with a lot of black gorillas, meaning men that understand who we are, where we come from, and the obstacles we face. And in taking KIND, implementing that in every faucet of the 757 is my ultimate goal. You know, putting it in every neighborhood, every outreach center, every community center. And we taking guys and taking our past, related to their future, so they don't have to suffer the same fate that we suffer, you know. And having people, man, and getting the resources from our city, state, and federal level, because everybody's being touched by gun violence. I was talking to a group of white people, right? And they invited me to this gathering. Actually, a white guy I played football with, Jeff Gill, beautiful brother. And he brought me there because they wanted me to explain to these group of people what was going on in our community and how they are being affected by it. And what I wanted them to see was, white woman got killed at the Wawa by a young black guy, right? I knew the young kid. I talked to him for a whole summer. I was with a group of kids out campus stuff, and I told the young boy, I said, man, if y'all don't change our ways, somebody's gonna do something that gonna change the course of both of y'all lives. Well, they were smiling and laughing. It took 1 year. They killed that white lady at the Wawa. The other one told on the other one. I told him that was gonna happen. I said, that's gonna happen. It's a fact. I said, one of y'all gonna tell on the other. It happened. But I'm also telling people from across the tracks that don't think this affects them, that it does. You had shooters inside the mall, can hit anybody. That means that we gotta combat this with money, resources, and education. Creating jobs, giving people an opportunity, and taking mentors and men and putting them in these young guys' lives, because a lot of these young boys don't even have fathers. A lot of their fathers are in prison, you know, and the other half getting high.
Let me ask you this, because we didn't touch on this. What was your federal indictment?
Oh man, it was I had a CCE, a continuous criminal enterprise, you know, and same charge they gave John Gotti, any other mafia figure. They implemented that in the black community, and they gave me 848, which is a continuous criminal enterprise. A CCE is a 20 to life, and they gave me the high end of that guideline, you know, which was a life sentence because of the amount of money and drugs they said I had.
If you don't mind discussing, what did they accuse you of? I mean, as far as the amount, what did they say? Like
over 117,000 kilograms of marijuana, 39.9 keys of heroin, and about 60-some keys of cocaine, and they confiscated 800-some thousand in cash from me.
Man. So at that moment, feeling all that,
the weight of the world
collapsing.
So I was facing a federal death penalty, but they took it off the table, you know. You know, so I've been through it all. Been there, done that, and seen.
In the federal system, what were some of the most dangerous places that you've been in?
Oh man, you know, you got levels of it, you know, and well, at the time they sent me to Lewisburg, which was a big house of the penitentiary system, and then they opened up a spot called Allenwood USP. I went there. I was one of the youngest guys on the yard, and actually I had a mentor from Portsmouth named Enid Penn, you know, beautiful brother out of Portsmouth, Virginia. He was older than me. Well, when I hit there, one of the guard bodies from Norfolk, Dequan, Dennis, Dink, he came from Leavenworth, I came from Lewisburg, and when they opened up Allenwood Penitentiary, they say they're housing 500 of the most dangerous criminals in the United States of America at a new style federal penitentiary, and that was Allenwood USP. They brought some of the worst there, white boys, Mexicans, blacks, you know, and you know, you gotta adapt to that world. You know, it's different. And you know, it's a slaughterhouse. You know, a lot of murder. It's a little different than our state penitentiary. You know, you might get a little physical in the state penitentiary. You know, you're gonna have some rumbles. In the federal system, everything mostly ends in extreme violence, murder. You have guys that beg to be in the lows and the mediums. They don't want to go to the USPs, your Beaumont, what they call bloody Beaumont. You have Pollock in Louisiana, Hazleton right now, which is a murder house. You know, is everything is segregated. Everything is segregated by race, then it's segregated by state with blacks, where you from.
And
you know, and then it boils down, and then it could get even deeper in your state. You know, Richmond might not like Norfolk. You know, Norfolk don't like nobody. You know, so then if you tell them, that isolates you a little more. So you're dealing with forces of this game. You know, and to make it out of the federal penitentiary, and especially a federal USP with your life, you just did the ultimate. You know,
definitely.
If you can do that, you can do anything. A dude asked me, he said, OG, how you come out here, man, and thrive like this? I say, because of what I've been through. I'm gonna make this look easy. You know, and I do it every day. I make this look easy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it for dudes that can't come home. You know, and everything I want, I'm gonna achieve. You know, I'm gonna grab the bull by the horns and ride him till his neck break, and I ain't gonna let him throw him. You know, you can't fold with don't bend, home.
Yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact. You know, and man, welcome home again, bro.
Yeah, thank you, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because, man, I mean, you know, just seeing you, and then, you know, I'm gonna tell you like this for the audience who don't know. You know, I was in the federal prison with this brother at Fort Dix, New Jersey. We did a few years together, and The brother taught me a lot, man. And he told me he was coming home. The brother had got the life up off him. And he told me he would be here. A lot of people laughed at him. We all joke, cut the fool, you know. He'll tell you I'm one of the most funniest dudes you ever meet. You know what I'm saying? But when it's time to get serious and it's time for action, it's a whole different animal. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm glad to see the brother home, man, and taking the opportunity out to give back to the community, to reach out to show y'all that, listen, with other stories you heard, you know, it all can lead to one place that many never return from. A lot of people lost their lives there. You know, a lot of people lost their lives, their sanity, their families, everything. And I'm sure, you know, we all can relate to that, you know. So, you know, we giving our time and opportunity here, man, the City Connection Live, you know, with Stacy Robinson, man, to let y'all know that, you know, there is a light at the end of the tunnel if you keep the persistence going, as the brother said. You know, stay strong, stay focused, you know. Pick a goal and stick to it. You know, it's more than life than the streets, man. It's more than life than selling drugs.
That's right.
It's more than life than chasing women. More than life than a lot of the things that you might see in the music and things like that. You know, but understand the coming time. You know, how you feel about that, bro?
Oh, definite, man. To add on, man, you know, like I said, we all go through things, man, in life, you know, so it's just all about standing firm, you know, with moral conduct, man, so you know you don't fall victim to certain things, man, or traps that's placed out there for you, man. You know, we all have a line of moral conduct that teaches us, you know, how far to go, you know, so that's all it's about, man. Just, you know, I then went to the ledge, fell off, came back, then I'm here with you, building, making things happen. So I know if I can do it, you can do it. It's as simple as that, man.
That's
you know
right.
What I mean?
That's right. And Stacy, you know, I know you had lost it's a touchy subject, but I know you just lost a dear relative close to you, you know, and I actually met him through you.
Yeah.
You know, you introduced him to me.
Yeah.
You know, he's a very beautiful brother, man.
Yeah.
You know, I met him at Norfolk State.
Yeah.
I met him on campus.
Yeah, he just got his master's, man. You know, the assistant dean to the Norfolk State came to his funeral. It messed me up because it was I went into his funeral, man, there was a lot of white people there and Chinese. And I looked, I said, these must be some people just came in about gun violence. Every one of them came up and talked about him, you know, and he had just got his master's. And
What was he, what did he study?
Engineer.
Engineering?
And the brother was, he was more than what I thought he was, man. And he was there, and the people loved him, you know. And senseless, man, real senseless. And all this dude pulled the trigger and they about changed everybody's life. And not knowing, you know, sometimes you mess with people you don't even know who you messing with, man. Behind a woman, no money, no nothing. Behind a woman, man, that he didn't even want. Yeah, crazy. Crazy. That's why we got to be careful about surroundings and who we deal with, man. And a lot of these guys pulling these triggers got to learn that there's a lot of wolves out here too, you know. And you can put your family and everybody at risk, so you got to think before you do something, man. Because you pull that trigger, you go to jail, but you still got your people out here, you got your family out here, you know. And if you're dealing with monsters that deal in repercussion and go blow for blow, then you create a situation you can't even take care of because you back there. You know, and then you got the hunted being hunted. You know, so you got to be careful when you know you're doing things, man. You know, never know who you messing with.
Definitely that. Definitely that. So, you know, on the brighter side, man, you know, you know, I'm just glad, you know, that a brother is able to give his insight to the youth and reach out.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to your organization. And for the viewers who didn't hear it, what was your organization called?
King in Need of Development. KIND. Kings in Need of Development. And not getting off topic, but if I could forgive a man for killing my son and my cousin, You know, that's the ultimate. You know, and it take a lot of wrestling to do with that. You know, with yourself, knowing who you are and what you're capable of. But the ultimate goal is, man, to save lives and not take it. You know, and for me not to take a life and to save a life, show my growth and development and my progression. And I'm offering that to everybody around me, man. We got to take time out and save lives instead of taking them. You know?
Definitely that, man. So look, man, I appreciate you, coming out.
Apartment,
Oh, my bad.
Before we break that off, just let the people know, man, how they could contact you.
Absolutely.
If they want to join the organization.
Well, we got
offer, man.
I got you can go on my Facebook page, Stacy Robinson, or you can, which you also can link through my Facebook page.